Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Bonkekook here, aka the Lonely Achievement God, and we're coming at you with part 6 or 7. I actually forgot which part we are in of our Luigi's Mansion 3 playthrough. We have continued on into the elevator hall for the garden suites. And we are going to just jump right in here and continue on our journey together, exploring this hotel slash everything resort, I guess, because now there's an entire... I mean, they call it a garden, but it's clearly overgrown a little bit, so... I don't know, garden to me always implies, like, ending, so... But, hey, semantics. There's a lot of plants here. We do. I can't talk. I apologize. We do a lot of exploring in this area. I do apologize for how cranky I was in the medieval area. But we're starting the day on a much better mood today. No video footage lost yet. I'm recording this on the Tuesday after Memorial Day. I'm hoping to record a lot of Luigi's Mansion today and get all of that taken care of so that we can move on to Pokemon Snap and some other games as well. I actually kind of like that I'm doing this. It's giving me a chance to play Switch games that I normally I don't. Not that I think they're a lack of quality or anything like that, but I think I become too addicted to achievements. So, we got down this hallway, and again, perspective is an issue here. I do get attacked by something, and I couldn't see what the something was. There. I think it's some sort of poisonous snake, but I couldn't tell. Apparently my suction was not suction-y enough, and he just jumped out and attacked me. I don't know if it was a set piece that you're supposed to get attacked by that, just to let you know that they exist, but that's a little weird. We continue on. Luigi being a man's man and tending to his garden. I think he's doing it backwards. I think you're supposed to cut the grass and leave the flowers, but what do I know? There's really not a lot in this hallway. I was disappointed. I was expecting a little bit more. We do, of course, as you can see, I noticed the tree had a little bit of interesting formation, so we open that up. And start timing our golden bats. I will point out there are going to be 2 points, or parts of this where I wind up jumping into the control section. As I've said multiple times, I was getting sick of the motion controls, so I eventually, after they screw me over a couple more times, I finally decide to go see if I can do it during this portion of our playthrough, and you can. So I turned it off. I actually changed a different setting, and then a few minutes later I go back and change the, I believe it was moving while sucking. Or turning while sucking, excuse me, so that you can back away and keep sucking at the thing in front of you, but if you turn that off, you can't do that, you spin around. So I actually have become more accustomed to being able to suck in a direction and strafe, so I turned that back on. There we go, short level, we got our elevator button. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you guys next time. Kidding. Luigi is, oof. He knows how important those buttons are, and he was just like, throw it into the plant! Good idea. I can't believe that a Gold Prospector turned gardener and is this prevalent, or, prevalent, that's not the word for it. Well, we'll just synonym it. I can't believe that a prospector, Gold Prospector, that turned gardener is this good at it. Like, It's incredible. Video game logic. Hey, I'm okay with this one. Hey, a piggy bank. Nothing like hiding it in the tall grass so that when you mow the lawn, you get an unexpected bonus. So I'm borderline on this level. It's colorful, it's vibrant, it's at least interesting. But I think in my old age, the extremely tall, you know, gamut of floors that have different things that lead to a top trope is kind of rubbing me the wrong way. So when I saw the camera pan up and they're like, oh, there's 6 floors there, great. I get to go through all 6 of them. But this isn't nearly as bad as the medieval one, in my opinion. It's just, again, a little weird that all of this is considered a single floor of a hotel. I understand ghost rules probably mean that it's all magically created, but it's still a little hard to swallow. All the rooms are overgrown. How are you all doing today? I never ask you that, and I feel like a terrible host. Do you have a good Memorial Day weekend? My fiance got mad at me because I kept working. She's like, it's Memorial Day, take a day off. It's like, this is only like half working. I've never played Luigi's Mansion before, and it allows me to create new content for my channel. So it's both. It allows me. I actually am kind of excited for this, because if I can do like random playthroughs on my channel, I might be able to enjoy games more without the stigma of getting all the achievements attached to them. So I'm hoping to experiment more. I don't know if there's a way that I can like record more than 30-minute parts at a time without streaming. I gotta look into that. Because, as we've mentioned, I'm recording through the 4K capture, and then I'm using OBS Studio to record over the footage afterwards, but I'm not very tech savvy and having issues figuring out how to record over the footage at the same time. And I know that I can do that to stream, and I can mix my mic and the game audio and all that. But I just kind of want to do that without having to go through a streaming service, Twitch or YouTube. Although maybe either of them would be preferable. I'll dive into that maybe today too. Because I don't mind the 45-minute parts, but what's happening is I'm spending almost 2 hours on a 45-minute part, because I play the game for 45 minutes, and then I record my audio for 45 minutes, and then, you know, we spend half an hour uploading it, and all that fun stuff. So it's kind of, figuring out how to do that would cut my time in half and allow me to create more content. And so I'm hoping, hopefully, if you have any ideas, please drop a comment below and let me know, or contact me at any of the contact info I've dropped in the video description. Got some more flower ghosts. The flower ghosts are interesting to me. I guess they do, technically the flower does protect them, but I don't know that it should. I can at least understand the sunglasses, you know, protecting them from the bright light. But the flower just doesn't protect them, especially if you hold it at waist height, you know? Kind of like if someone sprays a hose at you, at your face, and you hold a bucket down by your stomach. Like, it's not really gonna protect you. We got, I don't know if these are cherry blossoms, but I'm gonna call them cherry blossoms because, they're very pink, and they're very pretty. That is one thing I would like to do someday, is go visit Japan and see some of the natural cherry blossoms in the gardens and shrines that they have. So everything is overgrown, which I guess makes sense when you got a Gold Prospector with a magical watering can there, but and like with most of these floors, we do stumble across a couple of the gems. I was trying to turn on the faucet there, but it wouldn't let me. Luckily, we can dig into the toilet, but nothing comes out. So we send Luigi down the drain. And I hate the perspective on these rooms because there's a gap there somewhere, but I don't know where it is. And it kind of looks like there's something in the back left corner there. I'm not sure if there actually is. Again, I'm not sure if we'll maybe get a power-up. I do, you know, dummy me figure out how to take care of the larger items that Luigi can't use the plunger shot by himself for. You have to use Luigi and the plunger shot at the same time. And, I kind of feel dumb that I didn't figure that out sooner. It happens. I was so disappointed by these pipes. I thought one of them might, like, destroy me and make me do trial and error. They just returned me to the other one. Until we got this third one and got another gem. Continue on our way. I think we get attacked by giant pineapples. This staircase. That might be the next staircase? No, I think so. Yep. There's the Gold Prospector. He's like, I have a pineapple here. Let's make it bigger. He's like the anti-me when it comes to gardening. Everything he grows is massive. So we use our video game skills of 30 years to time the giant pineapples. Thank you, Donkey Kong. And then we forget that we can destroy them with the bulb. The bulb is kind of hidden there, so I don't blame myself too much, but I am sucking, and I'm sucking just a little too high so it doesn't count. And then of course we figure out how to do it, and we're golden. We move on to this area here, and this again takes a little bit longer than it should for me to figure out what we have to do in this room, but the beauty of video game puzzles. Don't touch the thorny bits. That's rule number 1. We just got some more leaves. Cat just clawed me to jump over top of me. That was very nice of her. I apologize for the scream of pain. But we got some more. I didn't even take my own advice. I'm getting attacked by thorny things. So excuse me, still early in the morning. I realize that there's a toilet back there with a spiky bit. But the game, in my opinion, of course, this is me making an excuse, but the game doesn't do a good job of showing off which boxes can be thrown with the plunger, the shot. So that box over there in the back right corner can actually be picked up and tossed, but there's also a ton of boxes of that size that can't be. So my first thought isn't I need to toss the box to break things. It is that box is useless to me. What else can I do? So it takes me a little bit to determine that we need to use the plunger shot to throw that box around and break things, and it now occurs to me that I actually should have used that on the tub and the sink as well, but I did not. Probably a gem in there, and I missed it. And then at this point I was like, well, is there a door I missed? Because I don't know what to do. I'm not here to hide my failings as a gamer. I will show off exactly what I do. There's no ghosty bits that spawn in, so we run back outside because I'm thinking, well, maybe the ball is heading out here and I have to open the toilet somehow to get to the next room. You know, in hindsight, doesn't make a lot of sense, but train of thought. Since I'm not playing and talking while I'm playing, I have to try to explain what I was thinking while I'm going through all of this stuff. And then I finally figured it out. Round of applause for me. We drag it over and smash it and find the bulb to destroy the thorns. Yay! That took us longer than it should have, Luigi. Don't celebrate. Anyways, we get attacked by ghosts, and I am also embarrassed by how difficult I made this boss. Or no. Well, yes, this is a two-part. That's right. We have this purpley dude, who's not very difficult. You just watch the mirror. This was a piece of cake. Now the big, scary red dude comes out, and silly me is trying to, you know, grab his tail, but he's not stunned, so he absolutely wrecks me here. Because it takes me a couple tries to realize I need to suck the leaves off of his face using the poltergeist. So I get critically damaged. Luckily, we are playing a children's game. It's not really a children's game. All adults can play this. But the game is very generous with hearts, so. I was extremely happy. I thought he was going to come back with more leaves on his face, which would have made this terrifying. I might have very well have died if he came back with more leaves on his face, but he did not, and so we were able to defeat him.
Oh, yeah.
And we get another pineapple plant. This one sends 2 pineapples. But the gaming veteran we are disposes of that trap instantly. And this next room, I believe it's this next room, takes us longer than it should. Not because of struggling with a puzzle or anything. They just give you a chainsaw in this room. So I run around and cut up everything I can. I believe it's this room. Yeah, it is, because the door is blocked off with the... You can see the... I actually think it might be more of a circular saw than a chainsaw, but... I don't know, I'm not familiar with those tools, so it looks more like it's a circular saw with the guard kind of gone. But, like, ooh, I can open this door with that. And I'm like, well, can I get this over here too? And it kind of goes nuts on me, but then I realize I can destroy furniture, and we spend the next 5 minutes or so just destroying everything in this room. But it does a couple of weird things there. You may have noticed I was holding forward, trying to cut the table there, And once the cable was destroyed, it wouldn't let me walk forward until I backed up and then pressed forward. It did that quite a bit. I'm not sure if that's a controller issue again, or if that's on my end. I don't know if that's a gyro thing, like, from the motions controls. Like, it's just very frustrating to keep having the controller messing up. I am also trying to be very transparent about when I screw up because I'm an idiot, and when I screw up because the controller was very mean to me. Again, we just run around here, destroy the bed. I assumed there was some special reason for us to get a chainsaw and be able to destroy the bed, and of course, I was right. Gaming Instincts 101. But we are not going to leave anything undestroyed. But again, there you can see it kind of glitching out and can't move until I back up. It's very frustrating. Not entirely, again, not sure if it's on my controller or if it's the game itself. And sadly, we can't use the saw to destroy the treasure chest, so. I was disappointed that was not a gem. I thought we had figured out a gem. But Luigi gets attacked by this tentacle of doom, which makes no sense to me. Like, if this guy can do those tentacles, then he should have been able to take Luigi out instantly. I am relatively proud of myself. We figured that one out quickly. And move on back to this room here. And this is where the giant watermelon is, where I figured out, or excuse me, I finally understood how to move the larger items by using both Luigi and Gooigi with the plunger shot. Again, I'm sitting there thinking I need to do something with the toilet. There's something in that toilet, and so I need to toss the watermelon into there, but can't. Watermelon's too big. So we wander around for a bit. Wow. And we discover a grate. We got a bunch of little gold spiders. This one is, in all honesty, when you play through this game, you literally just want to remember every mechanic every time you hop into a room. And it kind of boils down to just checklisting things. Okay, have you used the dark light everywhere? Have you sucked and blew the poltergust at everything? Have you, done the, I call it the fart move, the blast of air that propels you in the air against everything? Like, because you get down here and there's nothing. And it's honestly this dark light just on a little tiny pipe over there. And you might not ever figure that out. So we figured it out, and then I have no clue what it did. But I assume it has to do with the water, so we run over here, and then we eventually blow on the handles, which is what we needed to do, and that starts a stream of water down below and causes a plant to grow. And so I immediately, in my destructive habits, suck on it. Well, that didn't work. Okay, let the water run on it. That didn't work. Let's use the dark light. Can I plunger shot it? Is there something else I need to do up here? And then because we didn't see it well early on, I didn't realize this was the plant that you could use your flashlight on. And then we get a gem for our trouble. And we kill Luigi. And we head on further into the garden, I guess. Guess I'll call it a garden. Actually, do
Oh no.
figure it out, and we open that up, and we got some ghosts, but this is a relatively easy fight. It's kind of fun having Luigi out. He takes some of the heat. And I'm sure there's something still in that toilet, but it's none of our concern now. We're almost to the top. We got about 14 minutes of video footage left here. We just roll that out. From the patented suck and blow mechanics of Luigi's Mansion's Poltergeist. I thought those might be compartments that I could open up. Even though it kind of doesn't look like it. You never know. And we swing like Tarzan, like the suction power on that thing is incredible. Had another controller issue here. Like there, I was trying to turn to flashlight the bird while he was flying over the center of the room, and it was just like, nah, no you're not. Can't get into that room, but there is a cracked wall over there, so what? Take a look inside. Mushrooms for bouncing. I mean, that was the obvious thought. And this is where I hop in and change my controls, because I'm certain that the gyro is what caused me to miss that crow there. But I also decided to change the movement while poltergeisting setting, and in a couple minutes here I decide that was a dumb idea, and we go back. So we head up the stairs here, and Luigi gets spooked.
Oh. Please. Oh.
Looks like that's how we get up to the top of this Venus flytrap looking thing. But the Prospector is here to stop us. I think if he hit that hard enough for it to break, he probably would have gone through the wall too, but not here to complain too much. We got our mushroom room that we are now able to access. And this was right when I realized that I enjoy turning while sucking with the poltergeist, because yeah, it doesn't take me very long to decide to go back. So I do that, but I'm not entirely sure how to get onto it. The blue platform next to it just kind of spaced. Oh, we got some more drapes to suck up, always a fun time. And And at this point, I could go explore over in that corner, but I actually decide to check out the mushroom here. And it turns out you bounce once using your fart attack, both triggers, and then you bounce again, and you can hold the direction you want to move to. Although I don't know if you can just hop to the right there instead of the left. Didn't really mess around with that. But that blue platform on the right just isn't triggering for me. I don't recognize it as allowing me to get to the... So I'm thinking here, maybe I need Luigi to suck it back over, and I can use Luigi to jump on top of it using the fart attack. That's what's going on in my head. Like, maybe I have to time that with 2 people. And it's so much simpler. Saw a little grate back there, don't you worry. Just like to get Luigi out of the way. We're also kind of getting to the point where I feel like I'm way over currencyed. Like, I have 14,000 currency, and we're not going to be getting anything else from the shop. So exploring as much as I have, and this is when I'm like, nope, we need to go back. But I feel like at this point, exploring for all the money and everything isn't really worth it. We're raking in the dough, and there's not anything else for us to use it on. We're not dying and using up our golden bones, and the booze and the gems are... I'm not saying they're easy to find, but I think a lot of them have that, you know... You can come back to get some of the gems once you unlock power-ups and stuff later on. So going around and going out of our way to try to get everything now isn't really worth the effort, in my opinion. And but I don't think they're going to be so difficult to find that we're going to need to purchase the upgrades in order to do it, at least to this point. So I'm holding on to my money as we go through. See, if we keep this up, I could market this as a no death run. No death, any speed run, any percent. I'm not much of a speed runner. I can appreciate the people who do it, but it's not really for me. Mostly because I don't like to spend that much time on one game. I just like to play all sorts of games. And again, not meant to disrespect anyone that likes to spend that much time on a game to learn it in and out like that. It's just not my cup of tea. I would probably do it if there were 1 billion hours and I had time to play every video game as much as I wanted. Then speedrunning would probably be a thing, but you gotta pick and choose your battles. We've made it to the top of the clamshell. I fully expected a cutscene here. That's why I'm a little confused. So we try to do that. That doesn't work. Then we realize, just like the watermelon, we need to use Luigi. There we go. Button number 8 hits Luigi in the head.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
And falls to its death.
No.
Just like Darth Maul. Although it wasn't cut in half. I'm actually kind of surprised there wasn't a more massive battle up on the flower. Seems like a better spot for it, but again, I will say that the design of this boss fight is relatively cool, so it's not a big complaint. And it wouldn't have been possible up on that top of that plant, so just because I was expecting something doesn't mean that doing something else is bad. Here we go. Boss fight. And it takes me a couple of seconds to figure out what we're going to do. The reason being, I watched him have that plant attack the rocks, but I assumed it was to open up the chainsaw. not also to show you the mechanic of what you're supposed to do here. So we got those gourd-looking plants that are growing, and we need to bait the plant into biting one of those. The prospector's man-eating plant to bite one of the gourds. And if it bites the gourd, then we can run up with the chainsaw and cut it. And then we get to attack the prospector. But, yeah, I was more concerned with that opening sequence showing me how to get, or that I could get a chainsaw, than I was showing me that you could use it to bait it into that. And biting the gourds, and then you can cut it. And once I figured that out, this boss fight was a piece of cake. He just runs around, but he can't really get away from you, so. Then he'll spawn back in and grow another plant, and you repeat the process. I didn't really feel like this got, you know, rule of threes, of course. I didn't really feel like this got more difficult with the second and third phases. I was waiting for him to follow me. But it's very easy to bait him. Just like internet trolls. Again, we I'm willing to admit that some of these perspective issues are just because my eyes are terrible and the worst eyes ever that still function in the history of the world. Like, I basically have the eyes of like a 70-year-old. But some of this perspective stuff is difficult. Like, I couldn't manage to use my flashlight on the prospector in that one angle. We're just about done here. We have just under 3 minutes of footage left before we're done. We smashed the prospector a couple times, and not the most personality-laden ghost sucking into the vacuum scene, but he does throw the button back out for us. And then we get to use the magical watering can. And we'll climb up our plant ladder. So convenient that that plant is shaped like a ladder. And there we go. We have rescued another elevator button. And we can now access the 8th floor, which is where we're going to be heading next. Again, we are working our way through the game, and I'm hoping to get quite a few of these recorded today, so that we can move on to the next game. But I came out of the door and got attacked by something. Apparently there was a mouse sitting right there. Such a jerk move. But we head back to the elevator, we put our button in, and we move up to the 8th floor, and that's going to end the garden section of Luigi's Mansion 3, at least for the time being.
Oh, yeah. Ha ha. Yeah. Oh.
So again, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to let me know down below. I appreciate all of the content creator nonsense, likes, subscribes, shares, and checking out my website, legwalkthroughs.com, where I will be, it reminds me, I have to figure out how to get these Nintendo walkthroughs up on, or playthroughs up on there too. Good plan, people watching this video. Thanks for reminding me. But I'd appreciate it if you would check out that website. Every little bit of traffic does help me. So, but if you have no questions, no comments, it looks like we're going to go through a haunted area of the hotel next time, which I will see you for that part next.